Hey everybody, we're back. Part 2 of the Cabral HouseCalls. Whether you joined us yesterday or not, I'm glad to have you. I appreciate you being a part of this amazing global health community. Each and every day here on the Cabral Concept, we bring you a brand new health-based podcast, an integrative health podcast, just trying to teach you one more health-based nugget that you can add to your knowledge base. So whether you're a practitioner or you're simply trying to help yourself or a loved one, that's what we're dedicated to do. Any reviews of the show that you could give would be absolutely amazing on your favorite podcast player. Maybe even listening to the show today, you could just leave a quick review. We would very much appreciate that. It helps elevate the show and reach more people. All right, let's dive into today's questions. The first one today on all things health and wellness and anti-aging and body transformation. First one today is from Diana. Let's see what Diana has to say. Again, we don't do any prep work for the show. It's literally as if you were coming to our yearly live event like the Reimagined Health Summit and you were to ask a question for myself or one of my teammates. We're going to give you that answer based on, again, over 250,000 client appointments, 20 plus years, and hopefully give you another place to look in order to help heal. So let's get right into it. Diana says, hi, Dr. Cabral. I started wearing a CGM, which is a continuous glucose monitor, 2 weeks ago, and my blood glucose levels are constantly elevated above 100. It's not due to the way I eat. In fact, eating will raise my blood sugar about 20 points, but then it'll drop to healthy levels after 2 hours. Following this, my blood sugar will rise to over 100. After I've had myalgic encephalomyelitis and CFS for almost 30 years and have such an intolerance to exertion that I can't take a 5-minute walk without crashing. So I can turn exercise to help manage my blood sugar. What could cause this and what can I do to help bring my blood sugar levels down into a healthier range? Okay, so we actually teach this inside of the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. It's so important that people with ME and CFS know there is an answer. There is the ability to heal. And I did it myself, again, as someone with CFS, ME, Addisons disease, and you just have to go slow. It's called a graduated exercise program or graduated exercise protocol. And all that we're doing is we're measuring exertion with our HRV and our sleep overnight, but then also we are just trying to add a small amount each and every week. So if you can't do 5 minutes of a walk, I understand. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a meal before because we want nutrients in the system, not running on empty. And then we're going to go for a 3-minute walk. How is that? Good? Okay. Next week, I know it seems like a small increase. All we're going to add is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Still have that food before. Again, all my previous podcasts really outline this as well, but I know obviously there's a lot with over 3,000. And then we just continue as a hermetic stressor to improve the body. But that's all that to say that your body needs the nutrients. So whether it's with Equal Life or not, if you're not using something like the daily foundational protocol, and you probably even have to start slow at that, your body needs all of the nutrients in order to balance inflammation. Because people with ME and CFS are just much more prone to inflammation, which is called basically post-exertional malaise. It's the same thing. And that's just the body does not balance inflammation as well as other people. It's a real thing. And so you can heal. That's the amazing thing about it. You absolutely can heal. And so don't just look at blood sugar. Look at the holistic vision of how you help to heal your body. Because you do want those brightly colored berries in there. You want good quality antioxidant-based food to power your body, plus the essential supplements, daily omega-3, daily nutritional support. If you don't have any gut issues, the daily probiotic support, the vitamin D3. So all of those things matter. I mean, they really, really do. And then if you have histamine issues, something like HisPro, probably need some magnesium, but not too much in the beginning because it makes you more tired, so you do it later in the day. So here's my thing. If you can, run the Big 5. You'll get a personalized protocol built just for you. And if you can't afford the Big 5, I understand, even though we get that to you basically at cost, try running what's called the starter kit, AKA the vitamin tox test. You can find those at stephencabral.com/shop. All right. Or again, you can work with an integrative health practitioner, level 2. Mindy is up next. I've been hearing a lot about citric acid and is horrible for you and often made from mold. I know in other podcasts you've said that not all citric acid is bad and can be made from other things. Is there a way to tell what it's made from? Should we be looking for a non-GMO label? Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that here's what happens. It's the same in every industry. A company makes a product with no citric acid, and in order to market themselves as different, they say, we would never use citric acid. It's like the same people who say, we would never use stevia. Not that there's anything wrong with stevia, not that there's anything wrong with a little citric acid. And by the way, this is less than 1% of the product. It's microscopic, but what it allows it to be is an antimicrobial, and it balances the pH so that mold doesn't actually grow. Like that's actually a thing that people don't know, is that it helps with stability of the product. Now, you don't always have to use it, but some companies do. We use ours from it's always non-GMO. So that is my recommendation. I have a bottle right here of Inflamasoothe. I actually use this product at lunch every day, so it's not a promo. It's literally on my desk. And you can look on the side of this, and you'll see all the different labels. So we've got nut-free, dairy-free, soy-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan. It's made from recycled materials, and it's made in a good manufacturing practice, GMP certified facility. So every single one of our products is non-GMO. So yes, some companies could use GMO mold if they wanted to. I don't know that it's as prevalent as the doomsdayers say online, but certainly, yeah, look for non-GMO. 100%, I agree with that. Okay. Lisa's up next. Hello, Dr. Cabral. Thank you for all that you do, as you provided me with a tremendous amount of knowledge in my wellness journey. I have a question. I have not been able to determine the reason why and best approach. Historically, I receive an annual Pap smear test, but now informed recommendations have switched to every 3 to 5 years, depending on the patient. I've always believed one of the tools for cancer prevention is screening. Do you have any reason why it would have been lengthened to every 3 to 5 years? Is this approach to this area of cancer screening, or do you have an alternative screening do you recommend? I've reviewed your podcast archives and unfortunately have not seen something specific to this podcast. Apologize if you're already answered. Okay, happy to answer this. So here's what they do. Oftentimes insurance won't pay for it, so it gets bumped to then every 3 years, 5 years, or not tested at all. So they stop paying for testing for vitamin D for a lot of your annual based blood work. Crazy, I know, but if it's not essential, oftentimes they don't want to pay for it. So now here's the reason, and I get it. They say, okay, if you came up with a 100% clean Pap test, then you're good. And the likelihood that we see anything over the next 3 to 5 years is small. But I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I really don't. I actually think that the max I would probably want to look at is maybe 3 years if you're able to. And now there are some potential side effects. So there's always risk for infection or some vaginal bleeding or anything like that after a test. So I understand and I do get it that all these things come with some risk. But if you're someone with maybe family history, or you're worried and just would like to do it on an annual basis, you may have to pay out of pocket, but certainly you could have it done if you chose to. So I see it from more of the standpoint that they're just pushing it off, and not necessarily a big negative if you wanted to do it every 1 to 2 years, almost like a full body MRI or a FIT test for colon cancer, rather than every 3 to 5 years. Okay. Kelsey's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I'm noticing I have insulin resistance fairly bad. I wake up with fasted glucose, 100 to 110 almost daily. I eat a low-carb diet with healthy fats and protein primarily, but anytime a starch, sugar is involved, it takes hours, sometimes days, to return to my baseline of 100. This is with healthy carbs like potatoes and fruit. Some background is I have SIBO. I'm currently going on the CBO protocol, and high PCOS with high androgens. I've experimented with longer fasts and can go days without food, with my blood sugar only reaching somewhere in the 90s. I feel very good with no energy issues, and I have no idea I had this issue without deciding to get a continuous glucose monitor one day. Can you please tell me the steps you'd take in reducing my blood sugar over time? Thank you. Okay, this is a great question. And what I recommend is this. I actually recommend getting I know you're using the expensive continuous glucose monitor, which by the way is great. I do recommend them, but they can be thrown off. And sometimes the calibration can be off. So I recommend getting a cheap $20, $30 Amazon continuous glucose monitor. Sorry, take a step back. I recommend getting a glucometer, which is basically the one finger stick, put the tab in, get your blood sugar at that moment, and make sure that your CGM matches up to the regular glucometer. Because if you take a larger amount of vitamin C or other products, it can actually throw off your blood sugar readings. So first, I just want to make sure that you're good and that there isn't just a calibration issue with your CGM. But if you know, because you've run your annual blood work and you do typically see fasting glucose of 100, then yes, of course, then this is an issue that we really want to work on. And with someone with SIBO and specifically PCOS, we need to work on the hormonal issue than just focus on low carb or diet alone. So if you haven't run that hormones test, which is the stress, mood, and metabolism, I would run that because it comes with a full plan from your IHP level 2 or one of our Equal Life coaches. Again, you can find that at stevencabral.com/shop. Look for the stress, mood, and metabolism test, which looks at your estrogen, progesterone, DHEA, testosterone, all your thyroid numbers, all your cortisol throughout the day, vitamin D, insulin, hemoglobin, A1C. So it's a really great lab, and that'll look at it specifically because we want to balance the underlying root cause, lower levels of inflammation, balance cortisol levels, which could just keep spiking glucose levels, over time. So all of this is important to get a much larger picture. But as I said, try a couple of those things that I recommended. Calibrate your CGM if needed, and then continue to work the process of getting healthy. Look at doing a 21-day functional medicine detox. Use the rain barrel effect as a guide. Go through that de-stress protocol, okay? All right, let's get to one more question. This one's from Barbie. Barbie says, Dr. Rawl, I'm desperate. I need your help. I've been to over 40 doctors and spent thousands of dollars on labs, supplements, medications, etc., and I can't find anyone to help me get better. My depression and anxiety because of all this is out of control. I can't take it anymore. I'm at my wit's end. Can and will you please help me, Barbie? Yes. Well, the answer is always yes. So I do a daily podcast. I just put out a 25-page free cancer article at stevencabral.com/cancer. The goal is always yes. The goal is always helping whatever I can do and put out as much free content as possible. But if you want that personalized plan, there's only one way to do it, and that's to work with a qualified practitioner. So you can work with myself or my team, or you can work with an integrative health practitioner level 2. So the integrative health practitioners, just go to integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Click on the practitioners tab. If you invest in any one of them as your health coach, there's nothing that comes back to us. It is just our way to get more great practitioners out into the world. So we have no affiliation with those practitioners. All right. We do the training, great people around the world. If you want to work with myself and my team, just go to stevencabral.com/shop. That just takes you over to Equal Life. And then you want to click on the big 5. So my recommendation is, yes, we can help you. And yes, we want to help you. Depression, anxiety always have underlying root causes as well. Could be methylated B vitamins, could be lower levels of magnesium, lower levels of omega-3s, could be heavy metals like mercury. Like, we just need to figure out what could be gut-based issues so you're not producing as much of your own neurotransmitter serotonin. These are all possibilities. All possibilities. We can find them by running that big 5. And that goes for everybody. So you can just go to stevencabral.com/big 5, and it's just the number 5, and that'll take you right to the big 5. And we're always happy to help. And if you can't, again, afford that, I understand. We do get you those labs at cost and include the health coaching. But what you can do is you can go to stevencabral.com/starter-kit, and that'll be 2 labs instead of 5. Still amazing, and you still get a call and personalized plan with that. So hopefully that's helpful. I appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of this community. We are here to help. Just let us know how we can help you better. Leave it in the comments below. We'll be there for you. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing rest of the weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with our Mindset and Motivation Monday. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.